I can't believe it, Troy. We have made it to the final episode of our tier list series. We've had a lot of good times, a lot of questions, and actually, if you love questions, you should complete my ultimate Doctor Who poll that I just put out to the people. Okay? It's a survey. Oh, it's poll time.
Are you really going to do the poll time jingle in the intro gag?
Yeah, it's never been done before.
Oh.
Do my Doctor Who survey, please. It's in the comments.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought it got wacky when I was playing Sonic Racing Crossworlds in an intro a couple of weeks ago, Crispy decided this week it's self-promo time. But, if that hasn't immediately put you off, let's argue about RTD2, baby, because we're going to rank every single episode from the era in one video. Crispy, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk RTD2. Roll the intro! Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Troy, his name is Crispy, and we are the hotline that accept your calls from anywhere in time and space, and occasionally lie to each other about things for about 2 years. Crispy, how you doing this week, buddy? It's been a week since our big episode. How are you feeling 1 week on?
I feel very strange. For those who don't know, Troy is officially canon. He is a doctor. Maybe not in the BBC universe, but in the DW 2012 fan film universe. Look, I feel shooketh that Troy has been hiding this from me for 2 years. It has done irreparable damage to our relationship, but that's okay. That's okay.
What?
Yeah.
I thought when I sent you $5 billion last week that made up for it.
No, mate. No monetary value could make up for what you've done to me.
Oh, okay. Well,
but that's
ladies
okay.
and gentlemen,
You know what could make up for that is if you don't put the reality war in S tier, like I know you're going to try and do today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we listen, Chris. We want to keep the listeners listening, okay? We want to keep them lining rather than that. Actually, to be fair, that conflict might excite people. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this podcast where two best friends, question mark, at this point?
Question mark?
Question mark?
Oh, yeah. I
if you
see
are
you
new
more
to the
than
channel,
most people.
We have been ranking every series of modern Doctor Who for the last 3 months. It's been 3 months, Crispy. I was looking on our uploads.
Crikey,
it's crazy.
has it?
Yeah,
Jeez.
Time's flown by. But we decided that because we have reviewed every single episode of RTD2 in their own... I literally said RTD2 that time. Because we've because we've... forget it. Ladies and gentlemen,
forget it. Do you want me to do it? Do you want me to do it?
Nah, you're good.
I can do it.
Nah, you're good.
Okay.
I got this. Ladies and gentlemen, because we have ranked every episode of RTD2 in specific episodes, reviewing, watching the episodes with special guests, we don't need to spend maybe quite as much time on the ranking. We'll just spend just as long. It's going to be hilarious. But we are going to rank all the episodes from the Star Beast right the way up to the Reality War. But before we do that, Crispy,
yeah,
we have an important thing to announce to our callers.
Oh, yes.
This is important.
Oh, my gosh. Next week, we got Doctor Who back, baby.
We have the War Between the Land and the Sea, which will have started in the UK. Sorry, US people and everywhere else. Maybe consider insert VPN brand, sponsor us, still waiting. And then you might be able to watch it, who knows. But, ladies and gentlemen, because it is starting next weekend, we have an important thing to ask you, much like we did with Season 1 and Season 2 of Doctor Who. In the time between the episodes coming out and us recording the podcast, there's going to be a very, very narrow gap, and I may well forget to announce call-outs and that kind of thing. Please, I ask you of your own volition, when you've watched the episodes of War Between each week, call into the podcast as soon as you can, let us know your thoughts, and we will include as many calls as we can in the episode. We're just going to be relying on you guys to just know to call in. You've been really good at that so far, so I probably don't need to say it, but... if I say it now and then you don't do it, I can guilt trip you. I'm kidding. But yeah, if you want to call in, please feel free. It would mean a lot to us.
Please.
Makes life easier for us to get the episodes
Where can they
recorded.
call in, Troy?
They can call in at speakpipe.com/who's there, which I believe is in the YouTube description. And if it's not, it really should be. So yeah, one way or another, you can head over there and call in and let us know your thoughts when the episodes come out. Because the next episode we talk about of Doctor Who on this podcast, Words Not Working, will be The War Between the Land and the Sea, episodes 1 and 2 review.
I can't believe it.
And
I can't believe we're getting Doctor Who next week.
We would speak with him.
With who?
Can you just say me and sound really confused?
Me?
There you go. Yeah, so little tiny bit of news. A new trailer came out for War Between the Land and the Sea. Crispy has elected not to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I'm going in blind, as blind as I can be.
it didn't reveal much more, but I will say I have a really good feeling, dude. Like, it's starting to
I got
look
a
like
great
it's
feeling about
really
this.
good. I mean,
got a
I've said
really,
to you
really
from the
good
start,
feeling.
I thought this was going to be good. I had a really good feeling about this, but like seeing it in trailer-wise, I'm like, oh, this is going to be real good. It's going to be real good.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack releases 2 days before on Spotify, the entire thing. Murray Gold could never.
Sick.
But Barclay's theme, the character played by Russell Tovey, is already out there, and honestly, it's really good. It's composed by Lorne Balfe, who's done a lot of movie and video game soundtracks, all sorts of stuff. He's done some really good things.
Sick.
You know, including the best superhero film of all time, Black Adam. I actually do think the Black Adam theme is really good, to be fair, despite that joke. But yeah, so you can listen to that and watch the trailer and all that stuff. But as we said, next week, War Between. But until then, it's time to finish this tier list off. And as discussed, we may well do a bumper episode of the podcast at the end of the year to rank everything in one go. I think it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But it might be really funny,
Yeah.
so we'll see. So whether we do it or not, it's time to do the last main tier list. Crispy, straight in. We're going to go from the Star Beast right the way to Reality War in order. Where's the Star Beast going? Lay it on me.
It's probably just like a B, maybe.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe. I remember watching this episode with like the most rose tinted glasses, because it was the start of a brand new era. It was the Disney Plus era. Catherine and David Tennant are back. It was Russell T Davies is back. Murray Gold is back.
Yes.
There was a lot riding on this episode. And I was in the UK for this episode when we reviewed it. So, you know, it holds a very dear place in my heart. I think Beat the Meep is fantastic. But I feel like it's the weakest of the 3 specials in hindsight. Did you just bump the microphone?
I did just bump the microphone, and I really hope that I removed that sound.
No, it's okay. Keep it in. People like that.
Do
People
they?
like
They're listening to me
authenticity.
bumping my cup against the microphone really loudly.
Yeah.
Well, you're
They
making
love
good
that.
points. I feel rude I've interrupted you now.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That sound perfectly encapsulates how I feel about the Star Beast. You know, it's just
No.
a slight.
No, I
it's
don't
a slight,
really know.
It's a slight annoyance, but it's not the end of the world.
I really enjoyed the episode, and every time I've watched it back since, I still feel the same. It just felt like a really nice kind of introduction to the 60th. I mean, as you know, I feel very special about the 60th. I really loved the whole trilogy of episodes. It is honestly some of my favourite Doctor Who, like, ever. It's just a really cool self-contained story. I really like how David Tennant portrays the 14th Doctor, even though he's claimed in interviews he did nothing different. Maybe it's just the writing that was different, I don't know, but he feels like an evolved version of the 10th Doctor that almost feels like he
Absolutely,
can stand on his
yeah.
own 2 feet, despite just being the same actor. I really like Beat the Meep. I think it's done really well. The visual effects and voiceover from the legend that is Miriam Margolyes,
Yeah,
both
Beat
perfect.
the Meep's sick.
It's the most we get out of Yasmin Finney. It's all downhill from here, unfortunately.
Well, I think that there was some really excellent handling of Yasmin's character initially, and I was like, oh, this is some excellent dialogue. And then there's just some lines later on with like the male presenting Time Lord, where it's like, what are
Yeah.
we doing? It's very confusing, and yes, it is the most we utilize Yasmin Finney, and Yasmin Finney's character after that become, I don't know, it seems strange to include her in the episode. It almost like it just feels like she's kind of there, which is a shame, because I feel like there's a million things we could do with this character. Even I was listening back to a bunch of our old episodes recently, and we were like talking about like, oh, is there a potential that Rose could be like a companion or like a recurring character throughout Shooty's era? And not really.
No.
The era would not have played out any differently in Shooty's era if Yasmin Finney wasn't there. And that's a shame. That's a real shame.
No, she could have just been in the 60th and that was it, and it would have made no difference to her character, which is a
Yeah.
real waste.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's truly stupid.
I
So I
will
feel like
say-
for that,
I've
it
seen a
annoys
number of
me.
people talk about the way that her being trans was handled in the Star Beast, and there's some people who don't think it was handled very deftly. I mean, as I've said before, 2 straight white men, so like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have the personal experience. All I would say is that I own a Discord server with quite a lot of trans people in, so I'm a bit more aware of it. Doesn't mean I'm an expert. I would never pertain to be that, but I personally felt from everything I've encountered, like from that kind of stuff, that I think it was presented in quite a nice way in the sense that it was just, here's something that's not so good, and here's a nice way to handle it with people who are maybe a bit older and don't know how to respond to it. Like, I really loved the Donna line of, does she look good? Yes. Wrap it up. You don't need to make a few. It's just try your best, and that's it. It's a new thing, so you just try and work with it, and that's the best you can ask of people. You know what I mean? As long as you're not going out of your way to like dead name someone or be transphobic, then You know, you're trying, and that's all that matters. And I kind of liked that about it. It's trying to normalize it without shoving it in your face. At least I felt it was, which I really liked. I thought that was quite nice. But yeah, I liked Beat the Meat. I like the Wrath Warriors. There's some really good visual effects in this, some really interesting stuff. It's my least favorite of the 360th specials, but I still highly regard it. I would personally put it in A myself. But again, I have intense 60th bias, so you do have to counter that.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't know. I feel like every time I go back to this, I'm like, oh, this could have been the best. Like, it's directed by our home slice Rachel Talalay. Talalay?
Yeah, of all the episodes, to be the one that she directed as well.
Yeah, I know. If you gave Rachel bloody Wild Blue Yonder, hello.
Let's move on, Crispy. We putting it in B or A?
Yeah, we're going B for now. We're just going B for now. Okay, and we can assess at the end.
Okay, I mean, do we even need to debate the next one?
Nah, all right, there we go.
Wild Blue Yonder S tier. I mean, it's just one of the best scripts of Doctor Who. It's funny, again, much like Midnight, liked this when it came out, did not adore it. I was like, oh. And I think it was because, as Russell had said, people were expecting Matt Smith to rock up or Peter Capaldi around the back of a unicorn or whatever he said.
Matt Smith and everyone.
I think the mystery of this episode, not knowing what's coming on and how secretive they were trying to be, backfired for a lot of people, myself included. But once you watch it devoid of that, it's just a fantastic story. It is so well written. It is so chilling. There's some fantastic character work. The Not Things are a really interesting idea. I just think it's really, really good. I really, really like it.
It's fantastic. It's a bloody brilliant story and probably one of Russell's absolute highlights for this entire era. It's just incredibly
full stop
well
for his
done,
whole thing.
well handled. Yeah.
He's written a lot of scripts. I think it's easily in the top 10, and I think it probably is pushing into the top 5, honestly.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it was just a surprising script, absolutely. As you said before, I had expectations of Matt Smith at least appearing in this episode, and it's annoying because narratively it could have worked because they were, like, imitating the Doctor. They could have been, like, confused by the Doctor's form or something, be like, what, you've had so many faces. But I will say, it's just a self-contained Doctor and companion trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Perfect. My one critique is that I think some of the visual effect shots look a little bit, but it is Doctor Who. So
fair enough.
We give it a pass. It is an excellent story. Okay. Oh, we actually have a call for Wild Blue Yonder.
Oh, okay.
I can't read who this is, but hello.
The best episode of RTD2 is still Wild Blue Yonder. Tennant and Tate give an absolute belter of a performance. I love the alien spaceship, the countdown, the Not Things are so menacing, and it really gets them to confront their fears. But I've also got to say, for Ncuti Gatwa specifically, 73 yards, Molly Gibson is so good, and that was her first episode. Roger William, I really love, and the woman was really cool, but I've also got a shout out that I love that they're doing novelizations of this current era. Mad respect to them.
I didn't realize there was a 73-yard shout out at the end there, but still.
I feel like you're not going to complain about that, buddy. Come on.
We'll get there. All right.
But I agree on the novelizations point. I keep intending to actually buy the novelizations for these because I really do want them. Like, if you're new to this podcast, I really have loved RTD2. I know I'm not in a very popular group of people for that. And there's a lot of people who enjoy episodes of it, but I genuinely really have enjoyed this era end to end. So it's like one that I actually do kind of want to get into novelizations for and see like the extra like scenes and things how things are written. I am quite interested in that. But anyway, next up, please tell me we're not going to fight over the giggle because you don't like the catch segment at the end. We're not doing this again. We're not reheating our leftovers, are we?
Do you want to put it in S tier?
The giggle is one of my all-time favorite episodes of this show, and I will never change my mind on that. I'm so sorry.
Look at this spot right here in A.
Yeah, the star beat should be there. Don't highlight A and tell me what shouldn't.
No.
Yeah, it should.
No.
The giggle, I'm sorry, gives me two, if not my two, favourite Doctors on the screen at the same time. It gives us Neil Patrick Harris as the Toymaker. Absolutely fantastic villain portrayal. Love him. You get an entire dance number that is arguably on the same level, in some ways better, in some ways worse, than Voodoo Child? And I Can't Decide, and Rasputin. Really, really good stuff there. I like that Unit is like kind of, introduced back with the bang with the tower. It does feel a bit Marvelified, but I think it works for them. There's just some really good stuff to this story that I really, really enjoy. I think it's pretty well paced as well. I quite enjoy how it flows from scene to scene. We get some good performances from David. I really like the scene in the back of the toy shop, the I don't know if I can save your life this time. You get some really good stuff where Donna's on like the Doctor's level, like she's able to handle herself in conversations in ways she was towards the end of series 4, but especially now she's like, oh no. You're not treating me like the person you have to save. Maybe I'll save you. There's just some really strong stuff to this episode. Like, to me, if I want a good episode of Doctor Who, I'll whack that on. I did it with a friend. I visited a mate in Ireland in the summer, and I was like, oh, you should watch the Doctor you've not seen. And he hadn't seen from Jodie onwards, not because he stopped, but because Netflix just didn't have it. And he was like, we'll put an episode on. And I went, we'll put the giggle on. And at the end of it, he was like, yeah, that was really, really good. And I feel like it is just a good hour of Doctor Who. Like, I know for context, Crispy can obviously explain for himself, you kind of lost it a little bit with the catch segment, and I can understand why, but it just kind of is that goofy, fun energy that I really like, that a bit of whimsy, you know, I like a bit of whimsy. So,
yeah.
If we both get, like, can we both agree that we get a veto on one episode, purely so I can use it here? Can we have that? That means you have a veto for any other episode you choose, and I can't fight you on it.
Sure.
Okay. Giggle goes an S tier. Sorry, has to. I'll let you put it below Wild Blue Yonder, even though I wouldn't personally. I'll let you put it below it.
It has to be. The last act, the catch, I understand because it's like a simple game or whatever, and the Toymaker loves games.
You drop it.
But then we have the let's duplicate the TARDIS, and then we walk into this TARDIS and have a scene, and then we walk out, we go into this TARDIS and have a scene, and then it's like, I don't know. I just feel like the episode is like so unbelievably S tier until the third act. Anyway.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about the church on the road that is Ruby. The Christmas special, 2023.
I really enjoy this on rewatch, especially. I liked it for a broadcast, but I do really like. I mean, again, maybe I've slight bias here, but I've said before, 15 and Ruby has quickly become one of my favorite like companion duos. Just the energy and the chemistry those two have is just undeniable, and I think that episode really sells it well. Shooty straight in, full of energy. Millie is a fantastic companion. Like, even though, you know, she's in a shorter series, she's not given as much to do just because of the length of the season, I feel like. I think she established herself well in this episode. The goblins are an interesting idea for a villain. Not my favourite, but they're good. The goblin song's a bit catchy.
It's a banger.
Okay, fine, it's a banger. I'll let you have it. I would say, much as I like it, like I think about even other Christmas specials, it's not my favourite, but it is, like, I know I'm going to have a good time. So I would personally push for A. Your thoughts?
I remember watching this episode. I watched this with my girlfriend, and I was very nervous about watching this with her because I was like, I don't know what this is going to be like.
Because you were like, if you don't like this, we have to break up.
Yeah, well, no, we had an absolute blast. I think, the big highlight of this is just seeing Shooty and Millie act off each other. I feel like that the chemistry is undeniable, and I was genuinely like, oh, we're going to get an all-time Doctor and companion duo here. Whilst I don't necessarily think they lived up to my expectations on that front, I feel like they were unbelievably good in this episode. But it does feel forgettable. I feel like not a lot of people go, oh, you got to go back to Church on Ruby Road. Like, that one is an absolute heater, classic, all-time top 10.
I think it sells
itself enough. It does a serviceable job, yeah.
I was going to say, I think it sells itself well enough that I would say it is the opening of his era proper, as opposed to like a little bit of a prologue, then you can jump in with Space Babies. Like, Space Babies aside, like, I genuinely think that, like, if I was to say someone where to start with Shooty, I wouldn't go start season 1, episode 1. I would say start with Church and Ruby Road.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what they do on Disney Plus. If you look on Disney Plus, that this is season 1, episode 1.
Oh yeah, it was special 4, then it was season 1, episode 1, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like actually in the season listing, this is listed as episode 1, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. I would put it above the Star Beast in B. I think it's fine. What, do you want it in A?
I'd like it in A, but I just pushed for giggle. I mean, then again, it was my veto, but that's up to you.
I'm going top of B. Okay?
Fine.
Okay? All right, let's talk about it.
The Space Babies just isn't as bad as you make it out to be.
Come on, man.
Like-
It is not great.
Forget
it is
the
not
like
great.
the whole No, we're not doing this again.
What?
We're not doing this
Not
again.
doing what? Not doing
Stop
what?
it. Stop it.
Just let me get to the first line.
Hey, Doctor Who's back? See,
Anyway, that's my Space
Hey, Doctor
Babies
Who's
parody.
back. Sit. Look, I know there's the wider context you love to go on about. You love to be like how your girlfriend saw this and then wouldn't watch another episode. Sure. As an objective episode of Doctor Who, this is just fine. I enjoy it. I think there are problems with it. I think as a season opener, it's not the best. But I think it covers the key things it needs to cover. I'm sold on Shooty and Millie's relationship even more than I already was. It feels very similar to the End of the World in some ways, like the calling with your phone thing. Like, there feels that there's some similarities there, although End of the World sells the tone, I think, a bit better because it is a bit more serious, and I like it for that, even though it does have Cassandra and Tainted Love. But, like, to me, this is a very much middle-of-the-road B tier. This is one I'd be like, it's a B tier episode, it's fine, I don't hate it, I think it's alright. Mm-hmm. But you're going to be like, oh, C, go on.
I just think if this was in the middle of the series, I'd be like, yep, absolutely. It's like, you know, B tier. It's whatever. But the fact that this was not only the start of the series, but this was supposed to be season 1, episode 1 of a brand new era, brand new Doctor. This is supposed to be the jumping on point. And we have a fart joke in there. We've got a booger monster. We have the like CGI space babies.
I like that. I think the more I've watched it and the more I've seen about the effort that went into it, I'm like, nah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, of course there's effort and millions of dollars being put into this. But me, my heart sank when this episode came out. My
Trivia
heart was
time.
like,
Trivia
gosh
time.
dang it, yes.
Play along at home, ladies and gentlemen. How many times does the 15th Doctor say some variation of the phrase space baby? You have 3 options.
7.
You have 3 options. 9, 12, or 14.
14.
That is the correct answer, Crispy. 14th Doctor confirmed to return. Yeah, like Space Baby, Space Babes, or Space Babies. Last time I counted 14 times. Yeah, you're gonna say C?
No, I'm going veto. This is my card. It's going D. It's going D.
You're going to use your veto to put Space Babies in D.
Yep.
Are you okay?
This episode hurt me. This episode hurt me.
Do you need a hug?
Yeah. Yeah. I do.
Well, I can't fight his veto, ladies and gentlemen. That was the rules. Next up is the Devil's Cord. This is one of the only episodes, I'll be honest, where on rewatch I like it a bit less.
Wow. Explain.
Honestly, I don't dislike it, but like, especially when I did that big rewatch before we saw Reality War, like when I watched it in the cinemas, like I watched that one and was like, this is just not hitting quite as hard anymore. Like Jinx Monsoon does a great job. I like the idea of, music being removed from the world. The Beatles, like, you kind of hang around with them, even though I don't think they're in the episode enough, personally. Considering how they've used historical figures before, I think they were kind of sidelined a little bit when they could have been a bit more of an integral part in the story. But I just... And you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it's the whole showing Ruby the world if, like, they don't defeat the Maestro. Like, that section is kind of especially where it loses me a little bit. It feels like the plot kind of meanders around after that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I feel around that point, and then once
the
Maestro's in a different outfit doing the song, it just feels like, well, like, you're not holding me the way you were before when you were crawling out of the piano like, you called. Like, I loved that. Also, narrative inconsistencies. 15 mentions the giggle. Like, Ruby's meant to know what that is. Does she actually know that it was called that? We haven't heard them talk about it. Also, the weird 6 months question, which apparently now has been, was it by Russell? It was like, oh no, it's just like they have just been traveling for a while. Which
is weird.
Isn't well handled, I don't think. It's so badly handled to the point where everyone has theorized for so long until someone was like, oh no, that's not the case. That this episode was meant to be later in the season. Like, it's bad when everyone's like,
it could have just been.
Yeah, it could have been. So,
like, I imagine if I've said it before, if Boom came right after Space Babies, I'd be like, oh, we're fine.
That would have been great, yeah. That would have been so
I'd be
good.
like, oh, we're cool.
And especially because
then,
in that episode, you get your first time on an alien planet, yeah.
That's it. That's
Oh, yeah.
It would have worked so much better. What are we doing? What are
I
we
remember
doing?
giving this like a 7 on my rewatch because I was giving a lot of episodes 8s and 9s because, again, bias. I love this era. But like trying to think of it objectively within a tier list, I honestly would be between a B and a C for this one. Because it just does not feel the same for me, like the more I go back to it. Although I have to say, love the intro with the piano. Such a good touch.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good touch.
The pre-title sequence is fantastic. I think Jinx is great. But yeah, overall, it doesn't necessarily hit the same. You. What do you... Bottom of B or top or C? What do you want?
The problem I've got right now, and it's partially your fault, I'm blaming you.
Because of the Star Beast? I understand.
Because both the Star Beast and Church of Rhoda ones, I would have considered putting in A. Fine with them in B. Because I would have considered them in A, I would have then comfortably put Devil's Court in B. But since Church and Star Beast are in B, I don't know if I want Devil's Court on the same level as them.
That's fair.
All right.
I get it.
Crispy, next episode, S tier. Boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
I want Stephen Moffat in my room.
Where is it better than the giggle, my friend?
Just letting that one slide.
And I want Stephen Moffat.
Not even for anything like that. I just want to sit with him and be like, fella, you are the GOAT. You have the sauce. You are fantastic.
If has anyone ever asked you like, oh, if you could have like a dinner party with anyone in the world, who would you want at the dinner party?
I've been asked but I can never think of things because I'm on the spot.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily want Stephen Moffat over for dinner. I would just like to share a bottle of wine with Stephen Moffat and just talk about what his creative process. I would love to just pick the brain of him. But yeah, this is absolutely S tier. Is it better than The Giggle? Is it better than Wild Blue Yonder? Well, while you ponder that, we have some calls. Hello, this is from Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Tom.
Hey guys, I wanted to give a shout out to the episode Boom from season 1. For me, I think that is probably the highlight of Shooty's era. Moffat is absolutely at his best there. It's close, it's intimate, it's claustrophobic. The emotions are high. It's tense. Shooty's absolutely at his best as the Doctor for me personally. Ruby excels. Verada Sethu's in it. It is peak Doctor Who for me, and I would say it is the best episode of RTD2.
Woo! I forgot Verada was in that.
I don't know if I agree, but I can definitely back it. Like, it's up there. It's one of the best. Like,
it's
Moffat's
my favorite 12 Clara episode.
Yeah, Moffat's never lost the talent. Again, feels like Midnight. You know, it's a very enclosed, claustrophobic story, but it works fantastically. Again, I think a lot of it is elevated by just Shooty and Millie because they're so good. But Moffat has an ability. I don't know if it's just Moffat, but Moffat specifically has an ability to make you care about side characters and stories. Like Mundy and... I'm trying to make a point. I'm going to sound terrible now, but whatever the guy's name is, I've forgotten it. But I promise, like, the point holds. But, like, specifically him getting killed or, like, him getting blasted back, I'm like, oh, he's dead, isn't he? And then he, like, starts saying, you know, pass the message to my next of kin. That has me emotional every time. He writes in such a way that I really feel for it in a single episode. It's just excellent. It is absolutely excellent. In terms of your question, I'm kind of... I almost want to do something we don't normally do and let ST just kind of be a mesh of episodes because I don't really know how I'd organise it at this point as we start to put more in.
Fair.
There's just some elite episodes, and I think depending on how the mood takes me, they could be in any order.
I'm gonna do this.
You're gonna put Boom at the top? You're gonna put it between Wild Beyond and The Giggle. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I think Boom is such a fun script. I feel like you could easily adapt it into like a stage play because it's all just in one location. Very hard for the actor to do.
I love Moffat being a little bit cheeky at the whole thoughts and prayers thing. I really, that's just...
Oh yeah, I mean Moffat. He's I don't know. He's just got away with it. And then this was his first script in a long time, and I feel like he'd been sitting on this one for a while. Pun intended.
He brought joy to the world with that one.
Well, we'll get there. We
Crispy,
will get there.
You have to take the lead in the next one. You have to.
Okay, I can. I'm intrigued for this conversation, actually, Troy. But
you won't
73 yards, I think, is one of, if not the best episode of Doctor Who I have seen since the Series 10 finale. Why not? For me, if it was me, it'd be top of S. I think the episode direction is unparalleled. I think Dylan Holmes-Williams did an absolutely insane job. This is a Millie Gibson solo hour, and she absolutely crushes. I understand the complaints, and I wish that this episode had larger implications for the rest of the series. I feel like maybe Empire of Death could have elaborated on what exactly happened there and kind of tied up a few loose ends. But the ambiguity works for me. I just think it's so expertly paced and one of my favorite personal episodes of Doctor Who ever, even though it doesn't necessarily feel like a Doctor Who episode. I love it to bits. Troy.
Should have used your veto.
Yeah, I know. I was debating whether I use it for Space Babies or 73 Yards.
You're probably happy with what I suggest.
What are you going to do?
Bottom of S tier.
Whoa!
We've had this conversation when I rewatched it and my mind changed on it a lot. I would even argue with you saying that it didn't have wider implications. I think the way in which it was addressed in Empire of Death, I agree, could have been a bit more blunt. But even though it was due to reshoots in some way, one or another, I honestly think it had even more interesting applications in the reality war. I wonder if not for 73 Yards, the events that impacted Ruby, would she have remembered Poppy the way no one else could?
Oh, yeah. I wish they played it up in both of the finales, to be honest.
True.
But yeah. Absolutely. And she crushes it. And
like I said, I'm fine with episodes not answering every question, but I felt for a long time with 73 Yards that not quite enough of them were answered. It was a little too ambiguous for my liking. But again, the pre-Reality War cinema watch, I've said this on the podcast before, something just clicked for me that hadn't originally. That I just really love about the episode. I mean, it's Millie Gibson. She's so good. I adore her. Easily one of my favourite companions in this show. Don't care if that's a hot take. But I really enjoy the story.
Honestly, not.
I really enjoy it. So, I've got no complaints. But I'm perfectly fine with being an S tier.
Don't you think, genuinely, it is one of the best looking episodes? Because I think it is stunning. I think it is actually beautiful.
Cinematography-wise, you mean?
The cliffside, yeah.
Yes, I suppose.
And the
I'm
shot
not
choices
against the direction. I just
shot choices and the direct the transition between night and day with the woman.
Some of the match cuts are great. Yeah, they're very good.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
I
need
think
to
it
watch it
looks
again
so
because that might stand out more to me. But I don't instantly think like fantastic cinematography with it. I'm not saying I think it's bad. It just nothing immediately jumped out to me there. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
There's so much.
Can we please put something in A tier? This is getting really weird.
What, do you want Dot and Bubble in A?
Do you not?
I don't know. I look, Dot and Bubble gets a lot of flack because Lindy, the main character of this, we have 2 Dr. Light episodes in a row, which is one of the many problems with season 1. But that was due to Shooty's availability. I understand. But Dot and Bubble, I think, is a fun Dr. Light episode, and it kind of shows you 2 different ways of doing a Dr. Light episode. The final scene of this episode is unreal. It's crazy and insane that it was the first thing Shooty shot for the show. I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing that Shooty could have shot for the show, but he gives it his all. We're in this strange little racist utopia, you know?
I
think it's good.
The idea that the person we're following all episode turning out to be a racist and a bad person is a bold idea for a story.
Very
it's going
bold.
to turn some people off. Personally, I adore it. And that's such a clever way to subvert everything. And I remember at the time when she gets Ricky September killed, or should we now say Clayface? Because he's playing Clayface now, Thomas Rhys Harris.
Tharies, congratulations, Tharies.
I know, has the same name as Tharies, crazy. But when she gets him killed, I remember having the distinct thought of how am I supposed to root for her now? And it very quickly gets to the point where you're like, you're not. And I just... It's such a clever thing because it's like the Doctor will just save you no matter who you are, usually anyway, depending on the episode. The Doctor will just save you whoever you are. He will just be like, I want to save life. I will save life. I don't care whether you're horrid or what. If I can save you, I will. Like evidence like Davros in Journey's End was going to end the whole universe. And the Doctor's like, I promise I can save you. And I like that we really get a lens on that. Like the Doctor, despite seeing how these people are, and especially directly to him, not just to other people, like to him specifically, look away before you're contaminated. Like, it's so well done, in my opinion. And I honestly think, especially on rewatch, I mean, you enjoy it more in some ways, because you're like, yeah, eat the racists, do it, yeah! Like, it's almost, like, more satisfying in a weird way. But I also just love it, apart from people who got really argumentative over it, because, of course, there's always that angle. But I don't think there was many. Like, I really enjoyed the debates I saw on social media about how long it took different people to notice what was going on. How long it took people to notice there were no black people in Fine Time. Because people who are not immediately aware of that you know, if you're someone who's more aware of racial difference, maybe someone of a different race, again, I don't want to speak for people, but like as a general argument, you might notice it a lot faster. If you're not, you may not. And I've said before, I didn't notice it until a lot later on and went, huh? But
Well, it's also, I mean, like in like media and movies and TV show, there's a lot of whitewashing that goes on, full white cast. So yeah, of
as
course,
the 12th Doctor said, history's a whitewash.
Yeah,
So yeah, I really enjoyed that debate and seeing where different people felt on that. That was just a really interesting week of Doctor Who, like that kind of whole thought experiment.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I think it's a solid episode. I don't think it's one of the best of the era. But I do think it's a really solid episode that has an interesting twist at the end and that is absolutely brought home perfectly by Ncuti. His performance every time gets me. He is just incredible. I adore that man with every fibre of my being. It is a solid A tier for me.
Wow. We're gonna upset a lot of people.
Are
But
we?
I think. Look, the purpose of, but it pays off. I feel like a lot of people were annoyed by Lindy as a character, and you have to sit with her for 45 minutes. But it pays off because you realize, oh, she's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, she's actually horrible. It's not just this script. It's not just her personality. She is genuinely a horrible person, and the actress plays it so well. So, and this is also another Dylan Holmes Williams, and I think it is, really well directed again. But doesn't have necessarily as much flair as 73 Yards, but that's to be expected.
Fair.
All right. Here's a rogue one. Oh.
What tier are you thinking for this?
I don't know. It has to be above Dot and Bubble, so that's where I'm at. It's either top of A or bottom of S for me.
Can you back one of those specifically so I feel better about myself?
What, do you want S for this?
Boom and Rogue are my two favourite episodes of season 1.
Look, man, I'll agree. I'll agree. I feel like this is such a fun. It's a fun story. Like we're back in time. We've got some funny looking monsters, real, prosthetic work. It's just a fun, goofy story with a little bit of a love twist in there.
For the audio listeners, I'm doing the absolute cinema pose right now because Crispy agreed. Thought that was going to be a fight.
I think it's fun.
This is the first tier list ranking where S is like incredibly inflated at the start, and it makes me very happy. I don't care.
I mean, it probably realistically, I feel like it should be A, but I have a soft spot for this story a lot because it's easy watching. It's easy watching. It's
incredibly well paced, I think, and the setting is done fantastic. The Children are an interesting villain, not the most well developed one, but an interesting idea, like idea of cosplay. But again, sometimes all I need is some good performances to carry me through, and it doesn't just carry me through; it over delivers. Like I love Ncuti and Millie, and yet you have Ncuti with Jonathan Groff, and I'm like, oh yes, oh what on earth, oh this is incredible. It's so good. It's so good. And
it's a real
makes
shame.
Me cry every time. It's so well delivered.
Oh, yeah. No, it's. I mean, Jonathan Groff's like a fantastic get for the show and an excellent guest cast.
Why did
it's well, that's the thing. Like, it's a shame because they definitely set up, towards the end of season 2 that Jonathan Groff 1,000,000% would have been in season 3.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt. There's so many things that would have happened. Ncuti's third season, I think, would have been incredible. We would have got the Daleks. We would have got the return of Rogue, and we definitely would have got the return of Carol Ann Ford. So much that could have been, man. So much that could have been. It's a real shame how this whole Disney thing played out, to be honest. Because looking at this now, I mean, look at it. Look at the season thus far. There's some good stuff in here, man. There's some really, really good stuff. I just feel like the lows come at really bad times. Like the finales and, for me, the start. Even, you don't necessarily love the Robot Revolution. We'll get there.
The Robot Revolution's going to rank low. It's going to rank low.
Yeah.
Low.
Yeah.
That's one of my least favourite, if not my least favourite episode of this entire era.
Well, but yeah, so it's just a shame. It's just a shame, man.
For me,
Rogue, I got a soft spot.
I agree with you. Maybe it should just be high A, but there's something special about it that I just really love the way their story is written. If you want to put it in top of A, I'll allow it, but I would like to push for bottom of S.
Yeah, screw it. It's our tier list. We can do what we want.
Hell yeah, we're going to annoy so many people.
We can do what we want. We'll put it in S.
We spelled the letter F, by the way.
I know, I have seen that. We have spelled the letter F.
Crazy. Right, let's close it out a bit more. Where do you think Legend of Ruby Sunday goes? Because I'm intrigued by this.
I feel like it's fun. Shooty's got a great fit in this episode. I love
Yeah.
the leather jacket, man.
See my
God, he
cosplay
looks
of it,
good.
baby? It looks pretty good.
God, yes, absolutely. Yasmin Finney, underutilized once again. Why is she there?
Yeah.
Ruby's great in it. I love the visual effects of what is that thing in the
Time
unit
window?
tower? The time window. I love how that looks. Some people don't like it. I really enjoyed that. It's a fun. It feels like an RTD part 1 to a finale. It's fun. It's definitely better than Empire of Death. It is a shame that it didn't end with the Avengers Infinity War everyone dying cliffhanger, because I would have believed it much more if they had that at the end of... I don't know why they didn't. It's such an obvious thing. But it's fine. It was intriguing. It's a fun episode. I can't really remember what my complaints were with it at the time. Maybe the anagram thing being like a bit on the nose.
It was the wrong anagram.
It was the wrong anagram.
Which I personally loved, but it made me laugh. Because have you seen Wednesday season 2?
No, not all of it.
Okay, I won't spoil it then. But there is a moment towards the end of season 2, if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about, where they do an anagram thing. And I literally looked at my mum and went, it was the wrong anagram. And I don't think she realised what I was referencing straight away, but it was literally the first thing that came to mind. I have the exact same feeling as you. This feels like a perfect RTD Part 1 finale.
Yeah,
It just has all the elements of it. And some of them I can't even quite place my finger on. But the pacing of it, the way that it introduces the villain, the cliffhanger angle of it. And it's interesting, as I've said, I've said it from the start, that the everyone disintegrating should have been at the end of Legend of Ruby Sunday. And yet, despite that, I do like how the episode ends. I'm fine with it.
It is the reveal
It's
of the
Susan
Sutek?
Twist becoming Susan Triad, becoming like kind of the servant of Sutek, that bring death to your universe, to be continued.
Yeah.
Using the exact same sound effect from 2008. But I just think it's a really strong opener. I don't think it's the best episode of the era or even into S tier personally. I think it's probably top of A. I think I like it more than Dot Bubble, but I don't think it cracks S tier. Empire of Death really lets it down, but I have an ability to kind of enjoy a first part without that impacting it as much for most stories, so I don't mind that too much. I don't feel like my lack of enjoyment of Empire of Death harms how good the setup is in Legend of Ruby Sunday, and that is different person to person. Plenty of people will say that they can't watch part 1 because of that, and that's totally fair.
I just don't think I've gone back to revisit Legend of Ruby Sunday because I know of the horrors to come. So I'm just trying to...
So horribly put, my guy. Oh my gosh.
But I'm just... Yeah, so I don't necessarily... Is it an A tier episode? Genuinely, Troy? Is it?
I honestly do think it's really well built, paced and set up, and I like how they introduce Sutek.
Okay, we're putting it there. I don't necessarily agree, but it doesn't feel too out of place.
You know what,
for me.
everyone? If you want us to do the live episode, debating it all, let us know in the comment section. Because you may want to fight, because what we're going to do is try and let the live chat help influence episodes. I don't think we'll literally go through episode by episode. There's hundreds. But maybe we'll let people in the live chat
we'll just have
make a suggestion. We might pick one out and go, everyone debate this. Should we move
recap.
it? You know?
Yeah.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be really fun. But yeah, I really like that. I like that episode quite a lot, even though Empire of Death, I've appreciated it more as time goes by, but I'll be honest, I think is, like, it's my least favourite decent finale. So, like, if we ignore Battle of Ranskarav Kolos and also, since recently, watching The Vanquishers and things like that, like, if we talk about finales that I can watch without going, this wasn't great, it's probably the bottom of the scrap heap, because it just is completely wasting the idea of Sutek winning.
It is
such a
shame.
disappointment
And then
in that sense.
we defeat Sutek by putting it on a leash and dragging it through the
That
time
I don't
vortex.
mind. I really don't mind that.
And what, death plus death equals life, or life? I can't remember what the hell the thing was.
The way it's worded,
Some
yeah,
equation
strange. And the visual is just ripped
so
straight
weird.
out of Spider-Man No Way Home. It's just ripped straight out of that.
It is very strange to me. It's just a strange,
Doctor Strange
finale. Yeah, I haven't watched this episode in so long, to be
It
honest.
really, I think-
there's a lady with a spoon somewhere.
I was going to say, the point this episode really loses me is the whole spoon segment. Like, he's trying to go for, like, a nice little thing with her being like, oh, my child's dead, has been for a while. Like, that's quite well delivered. The actress who plays that lady, I can't remember her name, it's annoying me.
Is she in Fleabag?
Yes, she was in Fleabag. She's incredible.
Yeah.
But
yeah, she's good.
This is a finale. I want to feel like if you're going to make us live in this world, which already, as we've said, you've not given us enough time for it because the whole dusting thing happens in the finale, and the finale isn't reality war length, you know? I it feels like you introduce something that could be quite interesting to live in, to explore a little bit, especially in like a post-Flux Doctor Who, where like we had a good bit of time to explore the aftermath of the Flux, which is some of the most interesting part of that whole season to me, especially the visuals of it. Oh, Bell flying around and like they're being destroyed planets, dude, delicious.
Yeah, it's so sick.
It just feels like the destroyed universe is an afterthought. And it's like I know often there's a bit of like an undo for Rusty Davies, especially most famously Last of the Time Lords. Let's undo the Master's rule. Let's just rewind it a year. That is far less egregious than just, there's a spoon, it lets us go to get Ruby's birth mother. And also, I know it's the season arc, but the idea that Sutek didn't kill them because he really wants to know who Ruby's mother is.
And she doesn't end up being like a weird time enigma or like some weird thing
like,
she's just some lady, and this like unit couldn't find her.
I don't
People
mind
with a time
the idea
window
that,
couldn't find her.
I don't mind the idea she's important because we make these things important because we invest them with love and confidence. I love that as a base, but why is she wearing a cloak like the traitors in every flashback?
Why is she
What
pointing?
do you mean she was pointing at a sign and naming
What
you?
do you
No one
mean?
saw you point! No one saw you do it, love! No one! Like,
No one. We had to use the time machine
I am
to
a
see.
staunch Russell finale defender. This is the worst finale he's written by a country mile. It's just not good. Russell,
yeah.
I love you. I really do. Please don't leave after Christmas. But what were you doing, mate? Please. What were you doing? It's not good.
Yeah.
It's a C or a D.
Where is it? Oh man.
I don't want to put anything in D because of how much like this era means to me, but if you want to push for D, I will back it.
Oh, we're going top of D.
Okay, fine.
We're going top of D.
Because I like it more
going
as I've
top of
rewatched
D.
it, but again, there's just so many fundamental problems with it. And also, people who watch this who've seen me tweet about these scores, you're probably going to see, he gave us like a 6 or something on Twitter. Yeah, well, those are my personal enjoyment scores. I'm trying to be objective here. Like, let's be aware of that. Objectively, it's just not a great episode. I really like Joy to the World, though. Is that a hot take?
It's not that hot a take. I think the first 2 acts of Joy to the World are so much fun and so Moffat-y and ridiculous. The fact that the Doctor is like this little grouchy boy, like I rewatched the start of it the other day where he's just like and he goes and gets 2 coffees and he's like, oh, sorry, habit. Like
Stephen
that's so
Moffat,
good.
again.
It's so good. And he's like, it's very like Sherlock where he's like, oh, why am I getting the sonic screwdriver? Oh, why have I put my coat on? Oh, something, I must have seen something.
Love it.
Very
love
Sherlock-esque. And it's, the Doctor by himself. He's a bit sad, but he's, just kind of going around. The Time Hotel is such a great idea. And that entire middle section, what's the name of the lady? What's the name of the lady, not Joy?
Anita.
Anita. What a welcome surprise. No one expected that this episode. The entire year that they had together is so cute and so much fun. And yeah, you just kind of see the Doctor be put for a bit to get it, to kind of get back to the Time Hotel. I think is really well done. The flaws of this episode is that the guest cast, the lady from Dairy Girls, I can't even remember her name now, Nicola Coughlan, is completely not utilized to her best, and when she is on screen she's hypnotized half the time, which is just strange because they could have done so much with her, and I suppose they kind of do. They turn her into the star in Bethlehem.
You say about the hypnosis bit, and I just think back to the first Avengers film. I know Jeremy Renner was like very big on the record being like, I didn't enjoy the first Avengers film because I wasn't doing much in a lot of it because I was just under hypnosis. Like, and I hadn't thought about it much until he said it, and I kind of feel similarly here. Like, yeah, definitely she could have spent less time being under hypnosis, but I still think we got some good stuff with Joy. One of my favourite scenes of the episode is the whole, because of the rules, the COVID thing, how Moffat writes about coronavirus, she couldn't see her mum because of the rule. It's kind of like in a sweet spot. It's been a little bit after COVID, but still it's raw enough where you're like, oh yeah, like it's a lot. It's a lot to process, and people are still living with the effects of it, And I think it's like, I've seen the argument for this episode be like, this is a weaker Moffat script, like that he didn't have the source as much here that he did with Boom. While it's not as good as Boom, I still think this is a really good story. I still really enjoy it. Like you said, an interesting setting, some really good characters. I like Joy. I think Shooty's on top form, but I mean, that's Shooty Gatwa. Everything he does, he could sing the contents of his bathroom and he'd be on top form. He's just fantastic anyway. I just really like this, but I realise that I have pushed for quite a few S tiers, and I feel like I'm reaching the end of my quota on that. So, can we at least have an A for this, please?
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna push for top of B, man.
Really? Okay, why?
Yeah,
So, for your
because-
perspective, why B and not A? What makes it not an A?
It's just the last act where it loses me, and I goes, oh, this is like Moffat. There's two different types of Moffat to me. There is like
Stephen Moffat and the
there's
Stevie M.
It's just the last act of this episode. It gets a little bit silly. The Bethlehem twist is nice, but it leaves you going, "Oh my god, what?" It's insane. But
It's never weird.
I don't know. It feels like it doesn't necessarily. At the end of it, you go, "Huh," instead of "Wow." You go, You know what I mean?
I
You know what I
don't
mean? Like,
personally,
no
but I
one-
get what you're saying.
Yeah,
The
that's
Bethlehem
just where
twist
I'm
never
at. I
rattled
don't
me the
think
way it
it's.
rattled everyone else.
Well, it didn't rattle me. It was just more so like, whoa,
I was just
okay,
like, interesting move, Moffat, but I was like, all right,
Crazy.
Doctor Who, you're doing your thing, whatever.
crazy.
And also,
but yeah, no.
Interesting fact I just want to just bring up generally. I mean, obviously this era gets a lot of stuff, and thankfully because we're talking about the episodes, we're not really debating it because I'm so sick of this argument. But the Ncuti Gatwa cries argument, everything,
Hey, I
like the
forgot
50th
about
Doctor
that.
cries a lot. It was really interesting. I mentioned this a lot of times, but I have said that I'm a big fan of watching Blind Wave on YouTube, their reactions, and I was rewatching their Reality War reaction the other day. And there was a point they made while kind of discussing the whole era that I'd thought about, but I don't think I mentioned it on the podcast. And one of the guys on the table was like, I like that he made you care about unimportant characters. Like the fact that he was crying over the Silurian dying and trying to like get him to stay alive. Like that he felt that and felt pulled in. That was exactly how I felt. If you were not enjoying like the kind of the 15th Doctor's crying a lot, he's emotional, which as I've said, as personally I relate to that a lot, and I really like feel like I see myself in that Doctor more than others. But moments like that, yeah, I feel like it sells me more on him wanting to save every single life because you see him go out of his way to do it and also be really wrapped up emotionally in that. And I like that we get a moment like that in the episode in full form. It's bits like that that define the 15th Doctor a bit for me. I just have very little bad to say about this episode. If you really want to put it in B, I will accept it. We've pushed for quite a few things in S. All right. I would personally have liked it in A.
We're going top of B.
Okay.
We're going top of B.
We could.
Oh my god, you want to flip for it?
Could
Oh,
toss the
jeez
two
Louise.
Polish
Okay,
Slotty
yeah,
if you
go.
want.
Let's do it. Let's
Twos
go.
or tails, Crispy?
Tails.
I've dropped it. So that's great for an audio podcast. But let's see if we can spot where it's landed, and then that can just be the outcome. Where on earth has it gone? This is a drawn-out plot
Oh,
twist
no.
that's not worth it.
Oh dearie.
There
Oh
it is.
dearie.
I see it. Which one did you say?
Tails.
It's twos. Bottom
This
of
is
A.
ridiculous.
Bottom of A. I will take bottom of A.
I've lost that so many times.
I know, and I genuinely haven't rigged it. I don't, unless it is a weighted coin. I've not realised. I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
Raw Revolution's
Robot.
going in C tier. Bottom of C, below Devil's Cord.
Bottom of C. It's just
I am
it's
sorry.
a shame, man.
Maybe I am just
It's a
in a
shame.
minority here, or maybe we're in a minority. Sorry, but this is one of the most uninteresting openings ever.
Yeah. It's
don't.
once again middle of the road Doctor Who. Don't put it at the start. It's
Like-
weird.
It's interesting because a lot of people were immediately taken by Belinda, and Verada is a great actress. Don't get me wrong, but I was just not like interested in Verada's character. It's not Verada. Sorry, in Belinda's character, the way I was in Ruby straight away. Maybe it's because I was mourning the loss of Ruby Sunday, and she's one of my faves. I don't know, but I just didn't get it immediately. I liked the every ninth word. That was a really cool little plot
Yeah,
device,
great
even though it
sequence.
was ripped entirely from iCarly. I'm not saying Russell did rip it from that. It's just all I can think of. Which I never even was an iCarly fan. It's just one episode I happened to have seen.
Yeah, that's sick.
But yeah, I'm not sold on the setting. I think they go a little bit over the top with the Belinda Chandra thing, but again, it's cheesy Doctor Who. I think it's just something that doesn't work for me personally, but it's like, oh, the Miss Belinda Chandra bots are dropping Miss Belinda Chandra bombs on the Miss Belinda Chandra people. It's like, oh, come on, whatever. I think the best part of this episode is the final scene of Belinda standing up to 15. Like, more of that.
yeah.
So good. And I know that's not a hot take. But the rest of it just does absolutely nothing
It's
for me.
a nothing burger. I will say it looks pretty. I love the like kind of retro futury vibe. I think that's fun. I think the practical robots I think is so much fun.
Yes, absolutely.
But it does leave you feeling a little bit unsatisfied this episode. The end was the most exciting bit.
Have you watched the deleted scene yet, by the way, the extended cut of it?
Yes, of that argument that they had. Yeah, it's class. It's real good.
love it. Like I said, I could understand why it was cut. Probably would have felt in episode a bit too long, but it's one of those things. I'm glad it exists because watching that in isolation, so good.
It's good. It's good, and it sets up a companion that I was like, this is going to be an all timer, and then 5 episodes later, they kind of forget Belinda's a character.
Ruby Sunday supremacy. I keep saying it.
We'll get into it. Here we go.
Looks. Have we got any callers, by the way? I've only got a caller for a minute.
We've got some for Reality War, and then we've got a Lucky Day one.
Okay, cool. I just thought I'd check. I really like this episode, but it's interesting. The more I think about it, the more I think I don't know if I like it as much as everybody else does, because everyone raves over it. And I don't know if I rave over it, but I really like it. I mean, Alan Cumming. Sometimes, again, you just need a cool person to sell you. He's incredible anyway. But
I feel like Mr. Ring-a-Ding is like iconic and like so damn cool, and
was trending on TikTok for a bit, right?
I mean, like it was genuinely trending. People were like, "What is this show?" It was like, "Oh, it's Doctor Who." I think the pacing of this episode is unreal until we get to the fourth wall breaking scene, and I know a lot of people are a fan of it. It felt too on the nose for me. I appreciate it. And there were moments where I was like, oh, it's nice, but like this is kind of for me, the Doctor Who fan, and I kind of appreciated it in that sense. But this entire like kind of Scooby-Doo-esque, let's break into the cinema, there's a monster there, someone's in danger, let's save these people that were trapped from the cinema, I think is a cool enough concept as it is. And them becoming a cartoon as well is so much fun. But I feel like the episode kind of comes to a grinding halt at that stage and then they just got to sit down and have a coffee with these Doctor Who fans. It's a bit strange to me, but I think it is genuinely a very good episode of Doctor Who. So I would go top of A. Yeah,
it's funny because I kind of regard this as one of the best ones of season 2, but now I'm looking at this tier list. And it's probably going to make people laugh, but I just don't know if I had the confidence to put this in S. Because actually, you've described it really well. I do like the fourth wall breaking scene a lot, but you are definitely right that it breaks the pacing of the episode a bit.
Oh, absolutely.
And that is a bit of a downside to it. I would say top of A.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. People are going to be so mad at that. People are going to be like, you put Rogue above Lux?
Yeah.
What?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to remind you all, I don't think we need to remind our listeners, because our listeners are lovely people, but if you're new to this podcast, remember, everyone does have different opinions. I'm talking to you in a bit of a patronising way, I apologise for that, but like, if you don't like this tier list, make one yourself. At us. If I remember, I'll link it in the description. Let us know what you think. Genuinely, I would love to see other people's thoughts. Remember that these are just ours, and it's debated, and we have some different opinions as we've gone anyway. Like, it's just a bit of fun. It's just a silly little blue box show.
It's just a bit of fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. It is a wild-looking tier list so far. Well.
Crispy, it's a signal. Do the thing.
Well.
Soundboard.
We have it on the soundboard?
You made it, didn't you?
Did I?
I swear you did.
Did I? I don't remember. Hello?
Wow.
I didn't make that. Someone made that on YouTube. I just ripped it.
Never mind. Okay. S tier.
Holy moly.
Yeah, this is like,
yeah, it's peak.
Objectively, the best episode of the season. Probably gonna get people saying story in the engine, but I have a hot take there. I really enjoyed this one. It's one that, like, you obviously can make the argument Midnight does not need a sequel. I agree. Midnight did not need a sequel. It never needed a sequel. It should never have had a sequel in a lot of ways. And yet they did a sequel that not only gave me more that I kind of enjoyed knowing about that entity, but A, left enough mystery that you still don't know enough, and that's fine. B, introduced some new elements that I thought were quite cool that I didn't mind weren't in the first episode. And C, did not in any way impact how strong a story Midnight is. Like, it's the best way. And I underline it. Best way to do a legacy sequel, like, in Doctor Who. incredibly done. I just wish I hadn't had the planet name spoiled because I accidentally opened Twitter for 2 seconds. I wish.
Yeah.
That's a me problem. That's a me problem, but still.
Unfortunately, yeah, this entire era actually was plagued with leaks and spoilers and things.
Well, that was just because iPlayer, and I was just trying to watch the broadcast.
But I did hear rumors about the Midnight Monster before watching this episode, which is a shame. However,
actually,
there were whispers. There were whispers going on.
I think it was when I was on Nostalgia Break with George and Cooper. I think it was around that time I was on. They were talking about, and they were like, "Have you heard the rumors about one of the episodes?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "Oh, there's a rumor about it being a legacy sequel or something like, and we know what it might be." And I actually hadn't heard it. Don't know how, but I dodged it completely.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
well, anyway, I think this episode that does well. It delivers on the spooks. There was some genuine, like, there is that one good jump scare, like right at the start when it's like just kind of peeking out behind. I can't remember her name now, but I think I really enjoyed this episode on watch. I was like, damn, that's a good episode. So you want to go for S on this?
It kills you at midnight, dude. Come on.
Yeah, pretty sick. Pretty sick.
I would put it. You're not going to want me to put it above 73 yards, and that's fine. I would put it between 73 yards and Rogue.
I don't know why I agreed on it being here. 73 yards for me should be like all the way over here, but where could we put 73 yards?
You can stay where it is. Thank you very much.
I think it should be.
I said bottom of S tier because you used your veto. You couldn't fight it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Wow, he's very diplomatic today, folks. Look at this.
Well, as long as this stays down here, Space Baby's
just
all
an
the way
ass
down
to me
to
normally, which you're not. I personally think between 73 yards and Rogue. That's where my head's at.
Yeah, all right, I'll agree. I agree.
Well, I'm glad because it's our lucky day.
It is our lucky day.
And again,
I love this episode.
I know it sounds so like self-obsessed, but I feel so happy in myself that like there were so many people who were like, oh, Ruby Sunday's actually a really good companion. And I was like, guys, dude, I was there since day one. Me. Get with the program.
Well, no, I just feel like this episode did so much more for me, and like it kind of like it contextualized Ruby in such an interesting way, and kind of showed the aftermath of her adventures with the dog. It just made her feel a lot more real to me. And then kind of going back and watching season 1, you kind of see like maybe there was a bit of naivety. She is young, she kind of got swept up in all of this, and she ultimately does pay the price a little bit. She is affected by her travels with the Doctor. I think the introduction of Conrad was definitely unexpected, and especially how it kind of like plays out throughout this. The final scene with Conrad and the Doctor and the TARDIS is
one of the best 50 moments. Oh my god, just like you die alone and you at 40.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, God, it's brutal, absolutely brutal. But yeah, I like this episode.
I think as we said during the review, one of my favorite things about this episode is it's the best Kate Stewart has ever been. I love that we actually see her take command and almost go a bit too far, really. A little bit Time Lord Victorious Kate moment, where she's like, let's let you see exactly what we're protecting you from. Let's push it a bit too far so you can see exactly where we're coming from. And I really enjoyed that. A lot was really, really good. It's just a strong episode. I'm
gonna put it below Lux. Maybe I put it above Lux. Let's go crazy.
Dude.
Let's go crazy.
Dude. This is why me and Crispy are best mates. Genuinely, I was about to say between Lux and Legend of Ruby Sunday. But now you've said above Lux, I agree.
Oh, I should...
We're going to annoy so many people with that, but I don't care. I honestly love this episode.
Objectively, Lux is a stronger, tighter script.
Do you know what?
Man,
we're in agreement on this, so let's let fate decide.
Okay.
Let's do it. What does 2s represent?
2s represents Lucky Day on top.
Okay, let's see.
Tails represents Lux on top.
It's Tails, so it goes below Lux.
That's fair enough. That's so fair enough with me.
We let fate decide in a way that won't annoy one of us.
You know how like in retail, like if you were to like just buy a product or whatever, and you can be happy with the product, but then if the product is faulty and then you go back to them and the customer service is so good that then they give you a refund, whatever, and it's all good, you're like, damn, that was a good experience. That's how I felt with Lucky Day and the character of Ruby Sunday. I was like, oh okay. I just felt like they handled her so well. They gave me the Ruby Sunday refund and I was like, oh, that was actually fantastic the whole time. Anyway, I was trying to make an analogy there. I don't know if it quite
I quite like
landed.
it, but again,
Okay.
I knew she was from the start. I'm being really up
Yeah,
myself.
I know. And then you've got your friend who was like, "Bro, the product was fine from the start. What are you talking about?"
Exactly. Yeah, that damage was part of the quirk.
Yeah, exactly.
The glass half full versus half empty attitude.
Yeah, basically.
I'm going to annoy some
story in the
people here.
engine. What? What are you going to
Story
say?
in the engine. Oh wait, did we have a call for Lucky Day? Didn't you say?
Oh.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Whoa!
Lucky Day. Hello. I don't know who this is, but hi. How you doing?
Hello, Trent Crispy, Anthony from Charles Audience. So, Shooty, he's pretty fun. He's like Matt Smith on drugs. Anyway, I'm going to talk about Lucky Day because it does a lot. It does the most in background in world building in years, even more than Turn Left. And it's generally I think it's the best Dr. Light episode in existence. Instant S tier. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.
Wow, that is a bold claim. When
also, if you want to see Matt
Blink
Smith on
exists.
drugs, just watch The Death of Bunny Monroe. I watched all that today. That is a really good show.
Yeah, and Matt Smith's in that.
Matt Smith's leading it. He is the lead
Oh,
character.
I've never heard of it.
It's brand new. It's based on a story by a singer called Nick Cave.
Nick Cage.
Cave.
Nicolas Cage.
I made that joke with my mum as well. But no, it's
Oh.
it's quite a dark story, bit of a comedy angle too. But Matt Smith is just fantastic. Oh, I mean, but we know that. That's like saying water's
We've known
wet
it.
or not
Yeah.
wet, depending on how you feel about it. Yeah. Story in the Engine. I like this episode. I really do. But there are people who herald this as one of the best episodes in years, and I just don't see it. I just don't.
Wow, I love it. I really, really love it.
I really
I've rewatched
like
this a few
it.
times
It goes
and been
in
like,
A
damn,
tier,
it's good.
but there are a lot of people who would say this should be S, and I don't personally feel that.
Wow, I feel like it should be an S.
Really? Okay.
I truly feel, but like it's more so like it's definitely, you can see it's written by a playwright. It kind of plays out like a play.
It does.
I agree. There are too many characters. I feel like that's a common complaint. It kind of feels Chibnall-esque in that way with how big the guest cast is.
True, yes.
And how it's unable to necessarily give everyone the light of day. But just the concept itself is so unbelievably strong for me.
Yeah.
That there is this engine that runs on stories and that has kind of taken form in the one place where I was like, if you tried to tell people, like, come up with a place, you ask someone, where do people tell stories? I'd be like, I don't know, maybe like the public library, like they're doing all those like readings or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, the barbershop. The barbershop is a place where like people tell stories all the time. And the fact that this was a place where the Doctor felt comfortable in this regeneration, I think is such a really, really touching thing. The surprise cameo of Joe Martin absolutely sent me.
Maybe
One
that
was
should
something
be
that
S tier for that alone.
yeah, that didn't get spoiled for me, even though that was definitely out there. The visuals on the wall when they're telling the stories, I think, is really, really strong. There's just a lot that I love in this episode. But a downside, Belinda has literally nothing to do. Belinda
I think
is
it's almost a bit annoying that
a shame.
she
This is
leaves
the
him to
downfall
be,
of Belinda.
like, she leaves him to go in on this adventure, then she still comes along anyway and then doesn't really add much to it. I think
No.
like, it would have almost been better if she just not have showed up at that point.
Yeah, and then like Belinda could be like, oh, what have you been through?
Yeah, like a
Or
midnight
something.
type situation.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, what happened? And then he's like, don't
And you get the
talk about
flashback
it or
scene of her
whatever.
anyway, which I really enjoyed, the hospital one. So you still get some
Oh yeah,
Belinda content
yeah.
through that.
That scene is good.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on why it doesn't click for me as well as everybody else, but I do really enjoy it. So if you want to put it in S, totally fine with that.
I'm putting it in an S.
Where, though?
We'll put it at the
At the bottom?
yeah for now.
back
I
it.
guess.
I'll back it.
I don't know.
It belongs there because
alright.
Joe Martin is the picture for the episode, to be honest.
Yeah, she is
Honestly,
on the
what a
tier
woman.
list. She's so cool. Oh, the Interstellar Song Contest. Troy, all right, go for it, buddy. Go for it.
I love
Take
this
the wheel.
episode. I love this episode. But I
Yeah.
feel like, again, I don't want to miss the forest for the trees here. I know there's been some very intense political debate about this episode, about the way it's handled, the Eurovision themes, and the similarities to the ongoing whole Israel-Palestine.
It is-
everything there. Everything there.
It is unreal how, like, yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was written to reflect that, or whether it was just because that's happened with Superman, right? Where James Gunn kind of was like, oh yeah, people comparing it to the Israel-Palestine situation is like, oh, it's not intentional, even though it's pretty clear there's a very big mirror there, and it's like,
yeah, and it's
like,
it's
and if
the
you missed
exact
it feels like a
same
very
with
good
this.
allegory for what's happening there. I feel like, right, like that feels like a really good way to have written a story. So the fact that he didn't firm it was a bit odd. Even if it was intentional, he could have gone, well, actually, it's a really good mirror of it. So. But he didn't.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like this here. I don't know if Juno Dawson wrote it to be a mirror of that or not.
If it is, it's I don't know.
It's not. It's not a good mirror of it at all.
Not a good mirror.
Like
it is just a strange one for me. I think this is one of the most expensive episodes of Doctor Who. So let's just, regardless of storytelling, I think it looks fantastic. There's that one shot that they've used as the screenshot here on the tier list where all the bodies are floating out of the stadium. I remember my jaw genuinely dropping during this. But it's more so just the Doctor's actions where he is torturing a like genocide survivor. Or so it's grim. It's
especially
grim and it's
like
strange.
Ncuti said that his doctor is like, he's going to embody the surviving the Rwandan genocide. Then we're looking at a mirror of another genocide, and it's kind of like, it's a bit of a tonal clash.
I feel like there's so if they just went after the Honey Corporation.
The Honey Corporation is crazy.
Or whatever. What is that? Is that what it
They were
is?
just
It's
called
like
the
a honey
corporation.
thing.
They weren't called the Honey Corporation.
I swear they make honey.
No, they were making the corporation was making poppy honey, but they weren't called the Honey Corporation. That sounds like a business Winnie the Pooh sets up in a B plot.
The Honey Corporation.
Oh, Piglet! I'm making a Honey Corporation.
Let's go to the Honey Corporation.
What are we doing? But yeah, I don't mind seeing the Doctor go a bit too far. I think obviously the context
It's
of,
just the
again,
wrong
genocide
choice.
survivor, it feels like a bad time for that to have happened.
It's it's
and
unfortunate.
Belinda
This
not
entire
challenging
episode
it
is unfortunate.
very much.
Belinda is just as soon as after The Well, which is a shame. We get 3 episodes of what I considered like one of like an all-timer companion, and then she just goes away. It's not the same character. It feels completely different to me because she would have challenged the Doctor or had there be some kind of consequence to it, but at the end she's like, "I love you, man. You're my best friend." Mwah, mwah, mwah.
That's what I was like to you after you killed all my pets.
Yeah, I know.
For legal reasons, I have never owned any pets. Crispy did not do anything to them. That was purely a bit on what we like to call sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
Thank you very much. I also played in by the fact that, as Juno Dawson has said herself, she had no idea who Belinda was. She was given age, nurse, that's it.
But like...
And did the nurse even come into it?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
There was a different nurse character in there doing the nursing things.
There is a mass conspiracy theory saying that Ruby Sunday was supposed to be the 2 series companion, and then something changed.
I don't
and
care.
No, I'd believe it. I'd believe it. I believe it. I truly do. And I feel like she would have crushed it.
Oh, yeah. I would kill for her to have been the 2-season companion, but I feel like her exit's written well enough in Empire of Death that I believe that she was meant to go then. And then be a Martha Jones type character where she pops up a few times.
Just, something happened, like, because apparently, and there is evidence for this, that Verada was cast like 2 weeks before shooting. 2 weeks!
I don't know then, man.
That's crazy. Anyway, where on earth are we putting the Interstellar Song Contest?
Personally, I really enjoyed the episode. Obviously, talking about it more, and the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah. I think it's that because I don't feel like it's a great allegory of what's happening in Palestine. I don't know. I suppose I'm not holding it to the same lens. With Superman, I can't unthink it. With this, I kind of could at sometimes. I think that's maybe a critique of how it delivers its story. I think just doing a Eurovision episode in the middle of all the atrocities happening in Palestine, and also the fact that Eurovision refused to remove Israel from the competition, it just feels like if it wasn't planned, it was just a horrific case of very poor timing. If it was planned, it wasn't handled well. And it does cause problems. So, again, personally, while I love the story and a lot of the elements of it, I like seeing Shooty be a bit darker. I like the launching across space with the confetti. I like the visuals of it. I like the setting. I love the song moment at the end, again, irrespective of the real-world applications. Objectively, considering everything, it should not be high in this tier list.
So where
I'm letting you choose, because I really don't know
where to put it. Let's just put it bottom of B and call it a day.
Fine with that.
Let's just call it.
Fine with that.
Let's just put it there, because I feel like this is just an unfortunate episode. This is Doctor Who's most unfortunate
Yeah,
episode.
it's not a bad episode, it's an unfortunate episode.
Yeah, it's just a shame. It makes you go, damn. Anyway, let's talk about this damn finale, huh? We've made it to the end of season 2. I can't believe it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to this podcast, you're going to find something out you may not enjoy. I am one of 3 people on planet Earth who greatly enjoys this 2-part finale.
Who are the other
all
2?
Problems with it, despite
Russell
all the
T.
issues that Reality War has, it is not a perfect finale. Far from it. I utterly adore it. I really, really like what happens in it. I like what we have with Shooty. I like what we have with the Rani. There could have been more of it. Mrs. Flood is the one big waste. Omega.
Oh my word, we haven't talked about her this entire thing.
I know.
What
yeah.
a shame. What a shame.
I've constantly been really irritated by how a lot of the critique of Omega has gone around because the discussion point of the shut up.
Poker face.
The argument that Omega should not have been there, I agree with. I think he was added in as to be something big, to be some big plot twist. He did not need to be in the episode. He didn't. But there is this immediate argument I've seen so many people make that it's like, this Doctor's screwdriver was changed to wood like a gun, then he kills Omega with a gun. And can we just again reinforce, I've said this so many times, he does not kill Omega! It literally says in the episode he sends him back into the hell he was in. He doesn't kill him. I have to get that out because I keep hearing that argument.
It is weird.
And it boils my blood.
Weird that it looks like a gun, though.
Oh yeah,
it is strange that it looks like a gun.
But I mean,
I agree.
The whole Sonic was gun argument was silly
pushed
from the
him back.
beginning anyway. Sorry, Russell, it was.
Yeah.
And I like Shooty Sonic. It's really grown on me, but that argument was a bit silly. Like, what, you're going to stop selling Harry Potter ones? Well, Harry Potter merch has its own problem, as we know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I really enjoy this. I am aware of the problems it has. I am aware. I'm not missing the forest for the trees here, but I have rewatched this 2-parter so many times, and not once has my opinion changed of it. If anything, I feel like I like it more. And I think that's a miracle, considering all the problems behind the scenes, Shooty leaving them sooner than he was supposed to. I still am not the biggest fan of the Billy Piper of it all, as you love me saying, Crispy. But I'm just numb to it now. Call me Linkin Park, because I've become so numb.
My God.
I just kind of ignore it. And I almost, in a lot of ways, you know when people talk about Power of the Doctor and they kind of ignore David Tennant showing up at the end because they want to just talk about the episode without that? I kind of do that with Reality War. I kind of forget about Billy Piper for a bit and just go, let's rate this episode. And for me, I think, because it does tie together a lot of key elements of Shooty's era. Does it do it perfectly? No. I mean, the boss is not acknowledged whatsoever. Well, not revealed. It's mentioned again, and interestingly reinforced during the reshoots. So if Russell did stick around, we'd find out who the boss is. So goodness knows what happens there.
That's a good point.
Exactly. Like, if they were going to tidy the boss under the rug, they wouldn't have mentioned him during the reshoot section. Just saying.
That is interesting.
But yeah, I just feel like it does sum up the era well, and also you just get some good feel-good moments. I absolutely love, as I've said a million times, 15's theme blasting as he's on the Rani's hoverbike, flying through the Bone Beast, all the explosions. I like seeing Unit at their full potential with the Unit Tower and the what's it called? The cannons. What are they called?
The galvanic
beams. The galvanic beams. Colonel Ibrahim, fire! Like, they're all locked in. It's great. Again, Yasmin Finney did not need to be there.
It's crazy.
And
Underutilized.
how Mel got a moped up to the top of Unit Tower and had a perm when she had straight hair 10 minutes earlier. Also mental. Like I said, the episode has problems, but I love it. In a beautiful, perfect world, I would say this 2-parter is S tier for my enjoyment. We are not in a perfect world. We are trying to be objective. And so for me, I kind of want to sit on the bench here and let you do the placements, because I don't know if I could do this with any kind of informed accuracy.
Okay.
Crispy, take the lead. I just focused on Reality War. If you want to do some Wishworld, feel free.
No, I'll do some Wishworld stuff.
I do like Wishworld a lot. That's one that I've changed my opinion on the most through time, like 73 yards.
Yeah, well, Dr. Master has a call for us here. Give me some time to think. Hello, Dr. Master.
So, the Reality War. That was an episode of Doctor Who, wasn't it? Remember that? Remember that episode, guys? Remember that? That was definitely something, wasn't it? That was definitely an episode of Doctor Who that had a lot of stuff in it, a lot of stuff happening, and that was That was the reality war.
Thank you, Dr. Basta. Really appreciate that
You
one.
see now why I won't quite rank it myself. This is the most common fan opinion, as I've said. I am more than willing to bow to the mass opinion here. I'm fine with that. Fine with it. But let it be known,
All right.
I enjoy it. And there were some people on social media who did. They saw my tweets about it and were like, thank you, I found someone else who liked it. And I was like, it's nice to be a haven. Although I did get some hideous insults for it. But either way.
Yeah. Wish World. I really enjoyed Wish World. And once again, RTD, he's I feel like he's stronger with the part ones of a finale than a part two, just across the board. That might be a hot take. Who knows?
I don't think it is. No, like as a wide opinion, I don't think that's a hot take at all.
I think there's some excellent concepts at play. The two Ranis.
It's a good night for me.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun concept. Just wish it paid off in reality war. The whole Conrad creating this world, this ideal world in quotation marks, I think is such an interesting concept. Where everyone that had the wife stays at home, the dad goes out to work and has to do the job, and people with disabilities, he doesn't view them. He doesn't view them. They're not in his perfect world. It's such an insane commentary and kind of shows just how horrible Conrad is as a person and kind of why he was selected to do this. I think the Bone Palace looks great, and I think there's some fun concepts at play. There's some really, really fun concepts at play. What?
I love you, mate. Sometimes when you don't intend it, the way you say things just really evoke a meaning. And the way you said the Bone Palace,
Palace?
That the kind of the undertones there gave off a very flirtatious vibe, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. So, and I will just say I quite enjoyed Wish World. I remember being one of the only people that enjoyed Wish World at the time because I was like, this is great. And the fact, like, as we said, Ruby Sunday, she shines in this. I love the whole idea of a parallel world and someone is slowly piecing together, oh, something's wrong here. Something is weird. And it gave Verada and Shooty something different to do as well. With them, in the way they act, I love that kind of stuff and how they have doubts and the mug slipping thing. I think it's fun.
Yeah,
I think it's quite a fun story. It didn't do much for me the first time it came, the first time it aired, and then every time I watched it, was like, oh no, this is good. It's grown on me. I enjoyed it. I just think the reality war doesn't pay off on a lot of fronts, and one of the more bigger insults is they completely rewrite where we thought Belinda was going.
I would argue they'd done that by the time Interstellar Song Contest had come around. I honestly don't think that's the reality war's problem.
I think I agree. She was different, but before then, but just the way her character wraps up, you go, what? Huh?
It's definitely.
When did she ever want to become a mother?
Should have had. But I do like that you get some of the confrontational attitude through it still, of I will defend my daughter, I don't care. Like, you do get.
I get it, but it seems like such a leap.
It is. It's a leap that did not need to happen. And as we kind of know now, at least it feels like we were hinting towards Belinda becoming Susan's grandmother.
Yeah. Something crazy.
Oh, crazy.
Something crazy. It is all weird. Shooty's regeneration is unexpected. This is the closest we've had to a surprise regeneration, I suppose.
I wanted one for years, and now I'm like, no, take it back. Take it back.
13 scene is surprisingly good, even though it's insane. And the Billy Piper of it all kind of is just such a sour note and kind of shows a bunch of the problems with this era relying on nostalgia. It feels like we can't get a fresh start. We can't get a fresh break with Doctor Who. We're kind of stuck in this 20-year cycle, or maybe even this 3-year cycle of
we're
we
stuck
might be
in this
facing
2006 cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's another unfortunate episode of Doctor Who in my books, because I feel like there's some good stuff to be had there. It just doesn't hit the mark for me. So I would rank Wish World higher than Reality War, but I don't know where I would put these stories, Troy. Would you put both in S?
I'd probably put Wish World in A and Reality War in S.
Wow, that is absolutely bonkers.
It is, and I understand that I'm on my own in that. That's fine, whatever. I don't know how much help I can give you here. You could give me some suggestions and I could work with you on them. I don't know.
I'd just chuck them both in B and call it a day, and then
If you really like Wishworld, put Wishworld in A still.
No, I don't necessarily think it's A tier episode. It did get me excited. The cliffhanger got me excited, and then I expected more from Omega. Damn, there's so much that could have happened.
Yeah, Omega's like the one thing where I'm like, you didn't need to have him in there.
No.
And also, I've said it time and time again. I really wonder if it would have been different if there'd been time between season 1 and 2 being filmed. Because they filmed both seasons back to back, and there's only so much you can change in the edit, unless it's an absolute emergency like your lead star walking out. You know, you have all the feedback from Empire Death, everyone being like, we don't need big CGI monster again. And what is Omega? Big CGI monster. And it's like, call me crazy, call me an RTD apologist, but like, I feel like the RTD of old would have seen that feedback and before doing the next season gone, maybe I should tweak that a little bit.
They just wouldn't have the money. A lot of the issues here is that, like, Doctor Who, for once, had so much money.
Yeah.
So much money that they could throw at the wall. And Russell, I don't necessarily, like, he didn't necessarily need his script editors. He does it. He's proved himself in the industry, and he has no reason for anyone to hold him back and be like, maybe we shouldn't do this. And it had, as we can see from this list, it paid off numerous times. But I feel like when it counted, when it really should have counted, it didn't necessarily meet the mark with Doctor Who fans. And maybe that's a wider commentary on how Doctor Who, this fandom in general, is not necessarily the best place or what it was. Maybe we're growing up, Doctor Who isn't what it was when we were a kid. I'm sure there are people watching. There definitely were people watching Series 6, my favorite personal series of the entire thing, being like, this is horrible, this is not the Doctor Who I grew up with. And that's, I get it. I get it. Anyway, that was just a little rant. I don't know where on earth I'm going to put these. I'm going to chuck them both in B and just call it a day.
Feels like a cop-out, but I'm all right with it.
That's just going to have to do. I don't know. I don't know where it should go, Troy. I don't know.
No, that's not me giving you the silent treatment. It's me being like, if I, like the meme, if I speak, big trouble.
There will be people being like, this needs to be here. This needs to be down in E tier.
You can get out. Like just have a bit of whimsy in your life. No, seriously.
Have a bit of whimsy.
I get it. No, I do get it. There'll be plenty of people who are like C or D, and fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion. And I'm entitled to mine. If you really aren't sure, just leave them both in B. It feels, to me, when we've really debated every episode, it does feel like a cop-out to end by just being like, slap them in the middle, be done with it. But I also am with you on like, I don't know
what to do. I've no spot for them. They need their own pocket universe tier list.
Fair.
Yeah. Their own little wish world.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the RTD2 ranking.
It's a shame that I feel like we've ended like this, but look at it. Look how many are up the top there.
Do you know what I think is going to annoy people? I think it's that so many, like, it is a top-heavy ranking, a really top-heavy ranking for a series era that just feels like, it feels in some ways like Jodie's era all over again. Not directly, but in a case of like there's so many people moaning about different aspects of the era. Maybe it's valid, maybe it's not. But it just feels like there's two very distinct camps. And I just really hate that in Doctor Who when there are people who are like, so against one era to the point where people who are enjoyers of it like struggle to be able to talk about it without getting stuff thrown at them. I think it's especially poetic if there are people who are big fans of Jodie's era who are now anti-Shooty. I think that's a real shame. I'm not saying there are, but I hope that's not the case. I'm trying to avoid a lot of it now, to be honest. But I just wish we had an era where people would just agree a bit more. Like, call me a really basic person.
It
I
is
just
impossible.
wish we could all be like, yeah, it's good. And like, Season 2 in particular, I personally don't like Season 2 as much as Season 1 on the whole. But yeah, most people, like, until reality, like, even Interstellar, but especially until Wishbone and Reality War, everyone was like, Season 2 is going to be an all-timer. And because they didn't like the final episodes, it's like they're like, oh, the era sucks now. And like, sure, if the finale's enough to change your mind, great, but like, remember what you were saying mere weeks ago. Don't lose all of that hope, please.
It is a shame because I remember, end of story in the engine. I was like, this is the most fun I've had in Doctor Who for a while. And then 3 weeks later, I was like, oh yeah, no, this fandom can be annoying to be a part of sometimes because it is unfortunate. And now it'll be a year and a half until we get the next episode of Doctor Who after Reality War. And so this is the unfortunate sour taste in the mouth. However, we do have a slight palate cleanser next week when we review the war between the land and the sea. And I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for that. Troy has gone to sleep. Troy, I need to get to work, man. We gotta wrap this thing up. We gotta wrap this thing up.
Also, don't forget you can watch brand new Doctor Who on the DW 2012 YouTube channel with the Christmas special, The Timekeeper's Wife.
Yeah, Troy will be doing a Christmas special this year.
I'll be filming
Doctor
it
Who.
before the next episode of this podcast.
Oh my god. Oh
I've
my
read the
goodness
script.
gracious.
It's very, very good. I'm really excited.
Send me filming pictures.
Oh, I will. I'll probably post some. Like, if Luke allows me, like, because he's gonna be like my manager now, I suppose. I'll be like, can I post this? And he'll be like, yeah, no. So I'm excited.
Cool.
So follow me on Instagram at Red Archer Live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening to this week's episode of Who's There Doctor Who podcast. It's a little bit deflating. I feel like this time I really had to be a bit more objective because I know this is a more recent era and people are going to jump down our throats, which I don't like being. I would have rather just been completely blunt about how I feel about some of the stuff. Oh, I kind of have still, even though I've objectively ranked it. But I just, remember, every era is somebody's favourite. And I'm not saying this is my favourite era, but this is a really special one to me. Even if there are some episodes that just do not do things for me, there are some episodes that I just adore here. I just adore them.
Yeah.
And I don't want
there's
critiques
some great,
or the
there's some bangers here.
fandom to take that from me. And you shouldn't let the critiques of the fandom take away what you enjoy from you. That can be our final message.
Someone has just started drilling next to me. I don't know if that's going to be, if you can hear that, guys. I'm sorry.
I can't hear it. The only thing I've had is an interesting challenge where your audio and your video have been massively out of sync for a couple of times this episode.
So have yours, and I'm worried because whenever you speak, we get this fun little purple bar around it. Sometimes when you were speaking, the purple bar didn't come, so I hope everything's all right.
And then the audio came later and it was out of sync with my video.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as you, and then it slowly caught up. There were a couple of points like that.
Okay, well, hopefully
I bet it sounds
this
fine
is
when
okay.
I record it. When I edit, it'll be fine. No one will know. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next week to debate the war between the land and the sea. As we've said, as soon as you see the episodes, get to the speak pipe link, call in, let us know your thoughts, theories, everything. Until then, it is goodbye from Crispy Pro.
Goodbye.
And goodbye from me. Goodbye, and see you all next week. Alan Z, baby.
Call in for the war between the land and the sea, okay? Call in.
Call in for the war between the land and the Alon Sea, baby.
He crushed it. He's crushed it. Bye.